welcome back to the Morning Scramble. Thanks for joining us today. You know, today we're talking with Jaclyn Burm Chamberlain. You are the WIC Training and Resource Design Manager, as well as a dietitian with WIC.
Yes.
So let's talk about WIC. WIC is Women, Infant, and Children, and it's a program where you supply different components to women.
Absolutely. We're a federally funded nutrition program, and we work with pregnant moms, nursing moms, a mom who recently had a baby, or families with infants or children up to the age of 5. And like you said, we provide various services. We provide breastfeeding support, and we have a pretty phenomenal program as far as breastfeeding support that we provide to families.
Breastfeeding support is huge because I think oftentimes, me being a woman having children, oftentimes people become very discouraged within that first week of trying to breastfeed a child.
Absolutely. And a lot of moms tell us that first month can be the hardest, and so we provide a lot of support to those moms, even access to IBCLCs or lactation consultants. So we're there to help them meet their goal.
And we hear oftentimes the benefits of breastfeeding, but can you reiterate those benefits for us?
Absolutely. It's just best for mom and baby. Babies who are breastfed are healthier, they're less likely to get certain illnesses in that first year, but also maybe less likely to be overweight as adults, to have food allergies or other problems as adults. And even for mom, it can reduce her risk of some cancers. It really is just, you know, the way we were meant to feed our children.
So the way we're meant to feed our children, you have a whole new list of food that you're promoting for people now.
Absolutely. In addition to breastfeeding support, we also provide a variety of nutritious foods for families, and we've added some new items to that. We've been providing fresh fruits and vegetables now for a little over a year, which are great.
Okay, so here's the video we're seeing of, this is a farmer's market.
Absolutely, yes. So part of the fresh fruits and vegetables that we provide, you can actually buy those fruits and veggies at a farmer's market, and that's great for feeding picky toddlers or children. You can bring them to the farmer's market, and they just have a great experience. It's more than just buying produce, it's an event. They can meet the farmer, try new foods, try new veggies, and they really get involved. And we have a lovely video on our website that really demonstrates just how fun.
I watched it last night, and I'll tell you, those kids were so excited to eat veggies. And I think so often, I mean, especially you take a 2-year-old toddler, they do not, it's hard to get them to eat their veggies.
Right.
But when you know, interact with the farmer, they're there, and that makes it so much more exciting for them.
Absolutely. I had one mom told me her picky toddler, she could not get to try any fruits and vegetables. So she took him down to the farmer's market and told him, you pick out any vegetable or fruit here that the whole family will have to eat tonight.
Right.
He picked out like an eggplant or something that they hadn't eaten before. They got to talk to the farmer about how to prepare it, and she said he got super excited and was proud of it.
I bet, you know, that's so exciting that the farmers markets are working with WIC now and allowing vouchers.
Absolutely.
It makes it such a fun thing. And then let's talk about other ways, like when we think of our toddlers, trying to get them to eat veggies. I think back to my experience as a child. It was, you know, the standoff. Let's sit at dinner, and if you don't eat your veggies, you're going to sit here until they're gone.
Right.
What are some other ways that we can get our children to eat the food that we place in front of them?
Right. That's the #1 question I get asked in the WIC clinic from moms, because toddlers are just so picky. It's part of who they are. And I know that you want to see them eat. You want to see them eat the foods, but they're going to exercise their independence as a little person. And so what they say is it's mom's job or the caregiver's job to say what is on the plate. So keep offering the fruits and vegetables, offering the foods that you want that little one to eat. But it's the little one's job to decide whether or not they're going to eat that and how much. And when you start to force them or you get into these, you know, food wars, that's when things go awry.
Sure.
So just keep offering it, keep putting it on the plate, model it, eat it as a family. And they say it can take several opportunities, but
so don't get discouraged after the first time. But you know what comes to mind for me too is I think of how much our children are watching television. And marketing is targeted towards children, especially fast food restaurants, and kids get really excited. How can we combat that?
It goes back to the same thing. It's just being, you know, saying in our family, this is what our food rules are. And these are the foods that we eat. These are the choices that you have. And working with them and talking with them about what healthy choices are. Sometimes it's hard because you don't have a great guide, or we used to not have the best guide to try to describe, say what to eat. If you remember, we used to have the food guide pyramid or the My Pyramid, but people didn't eat off a pyramid. So it was hard to say, what does that mean? Now they have something called myplate, which is on myplate.gov. It came from USDA. And it shows that half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables and colorful. And so it's a great way to teach kids when they're putting things on their plate to say, is half of that plate colorful? And that's something you can do to work with them when they're, showing all the unhealthy foods, you can show that that doesn't match that plate.
And I think so much now, it seems like everyone's getting on board. And Michelle Obama, is really promoting this, work against obese children. Schools now are changing the way we're feeding our children. So finally, it seems like it's a whole effort among our nation, really. So who specifically is eligible for WIC?
Women who are nursing or pregnant or who recently had a baby, infants up into age a year, and children up to age 5 are all eligible for the program. We do have some income guidelines and some guidelines that they need to meet to qualify. So you could go to our website, which is www.arizonawic.gov, or they can call our 1-800 number. It's 1-800-2525-WIC, and there they'll be able to find out what clinic is closest to them and whether or not they would qualify.
And then are all farmers markets a part of the program?
We do have approved farmers markets, so not all farmers markets are part of the program. And on our website, you will be able to find a link to what farmers markets are eligible in your area.
Okay. And then Jaclyn, if women are saying, I tried breastfeeding, I worked with a consultant, it really wasn't working for me, do you also supply formula?
Yes. So we meet mom where she's at and her goals, and we're here to support her and what she wants to provide for her family. And if she chooses, that maybe she wants to partially nurse and partially formula feed or offer formula, we do provide supplemental formula also to those families.
And you shared a story with me about a woman. She was determined to breastfeed her daughter, her son. Can you share that story?
Right. I worked with a mom. I'm just continually impressed every day by the families that I meet. And I worked with a mom who, for her life, she decided, I'm going to fully nurse my child. And her job did not allow her a lot of breaks. She didn't have a room in her workplace. She worked for a service industry where she felt comfortable pumping. So she would go out into her car in the middle of the day, several times a day, and pump because she was just so committed to that goal. And so I thought, okay, my job is to meet her here and to help her in any way to achieve that. And that's what happens in our WIC clinics.
Wow, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing this. And I'm so impressed with how far we've come with educating everyone about fruits and vegetables. So thank you so much. And when you think of fruits and vegetables, is that what the cards need, or maybe do they need to eat their Wheaties? Up next, Sports with Pat. Thank you.
Here's the answer to today's CenturyLink question of the day. If you didn't win, don't worry. We'll do it again on the next Morning Scramble.